Trades for Patrick Mahomes, top NFL rookies, and other NFL superstars. Today we're trading using the brand new Madden 24/6 trade slot system for the first time ever to see if EA finally got something right in franchise mode. We're gonna begin today's journey of learning Madden 24's trade logic by attempting to trade for a young rookie quarterback in Anthony Richardson, which I do think should be interesting. Since he's a low 70 overall, let's see if we can get away with maybe trading like a mediocre player, like maybe like a Deontay Foreman, maybe also add in like a Chase Claypool even. Not interested in either of them, but we'll just submit it through just for testing purposes, and okay, that's fair. Remember, past trades that used to be impossible should be no more in Madden 24, so it'll be exciting to try trading for Mahomes and other high-rated players later. What about Darnell Mooney? I know they're not interested in him, but we're just doing this for science, and again, that's fair. But why don't we just go ahead and utilize all 6 slots here? They do need a right guard, and we have a 76 rated Nate Davis that we could add into the deal, although they don't want him either. They also need a middle linebacker, and we should have a couple good ones. We have a really good one in Tremaine Edmonds. Finally, a player they're halfway interested in. Honestly, this on its own might be enough to be accepted. Again, just because I'm completely curious. How about just Tremaine Edmonds straight up? And that actually looks super promising. So how about instead of those 2 other studs, we try to throw in Robert Tonyan, and also just for the heck of it, we'll throw in 72 rated Rasheem Green, and now I want to throw in some draft picks. We'll do some late picks like a 2024 6th. Also, let's do a 2025 5th, and why not another 2026 6th round pick, because you're only able to add up to 3 players and 3 draft picks in a deal. I mean, this is honestly a wild attempt for the number 3 overall pick, but heck, we'll just try it out. And It was declined, but it is in the green though. To improve a few of these draft picks, we might actually be cooking. This video is all about learning, bro. I don't know about the trade logic. You don't know about the trade logic. We'll learn together. We'll make that a 2024 3rd, 2025 5th, and we'll do a 2026 5th instead. Was that enough of a difference? Yes, it was! Officially my first accepted trade in all of Madden 24. But on the flip side, how hard is it going to be to trade for a high-rated 39-year-old great-grandfather at the quarterback position? Now, since he is older, I want to see if that has any bearing on his value, even though he's high-rated. So for starters, we'll just try a 2nd-round pick, although that would be kind of fleecing the Jets considering what they actually traded for him in real life. But this might not actually prove to be that difficult of a trade. We're just trying to throw in some stragglers off the get-go. We'll actually try and trade for Darnell Mooney for real this time. They badly need a center, and we got a pretty decent one. I'm gonna submit this through, and honestly, I'm not expecting much here. That's actually more than I expected. Now time for the draft picks. We'll do a 4th from this year. We'll actually do a 2nd from next year, and then we'll try a 4th from 2026, just out of pure curiosity, and it's almost in the green. Now let's remove all this for a second because there's something else I want to test out. What about Justin Fields for Aaron Rodgers straight up? Rodgers is 15 years older, but 10 overall higher. Imagine the Bears actually got Aaron Rodgers. They're not gonna get it with this trade. How about we actually package Justin Fields and DJ freaking Moore together? Imagine they don't accept this. They did. Honestly, in real life, if I was the Jets, I might would have to consider this at least a little bit, but now we'll throw on top some draft picks. We will do a 2nd from this year. Let's see if that alone is enough, and it was. That's a pretty freaking wild 2nd trade of Madden 24 though. But how about trading for one of the highest rated rookies in the entire game? How about just something wild off the get-go? Again, a youngster for an old stud. 87 rated Cameron Jordan for Will Anderson. Like, I would kind of be shocked if this was accepted, and it wasn't even halfway. That's fair. Quickly did want to note that the trade difficulty in this video is set to normal, but it can now be changed if you want to. How about a quarterback? Like, I know Jameis Winston probably, wouldn't be enough for Will Anderson, but I just want to throw it out into the universe, and again, that's very fair. But where it'll get very interesting if we actually throw in a competent starter in Derek Carr, because as you see, they are interested in him, and their number 1 team need is quarterback, which is weird considering, they just drafted CJ Stroud. Texans definitely aren't confident after that interception. They're the same overall as well. Like, I don't expect it to be accepted, but closer than the Cameron Jordan trade. was. Not even halfway, though. Or we can try something like young stud for another young stud. Like, honestly, if I'm the Texans, I'm probably accepting this, and they think differently. What about Olave and Derek Carr? Come on now. You need a center? We got a center. Interested in all three players. What does it take to get green interest anymore? Submit this through, and it's still not even green. Which, if this was Madden 23, would be stuck now. But thank God Madden 24, we got 3 more slots to go. Which maybe a second round pick from this year would be enough to tip the scale, and it's not, but it's close. About a 2025 third. This has got to be enough. It's not. But don't be sad, young Padawans. We still have another slot to go. Now, is that 6th round pick enough? Declined by the skin of my shaft. We swap that 6 to a 5th, and that is what it takes to bring in Will Anderson. If I was the Texans, I'd accept this. But now, how hard will it be to trade for a member of the 99 club? I mean, he is 32, but bro, it's Aaron Donald. Now, I kind of just want to test out a draft pick off the bat. How about just the number 10 overall pick? I'm guessing like halfway, and I was correct. Look at the old Madden scientist. Let's give them something they need. Don't know if Jameis Winston qualifies. That was a no. Pete's really the last real player we have to offer. I'm at least expecting yellow here. The Madden scientist strikes again. But now from here, we'll just throw in a few more draft picks. We'll do a 2025 4th and a 3rd round pick 3 years from now. Don't quite think this will be enough, correct? How about instead of all that nonsense, we just throw in another 1st round pick? I mean, even though this is a lot, if this gets accepted, I still feel like we kind of fleeced the Rams, and the fleecing is complete. And now we're going to try and fleece ourselves the number 1 overall pick. And once we fleece the Bears into giving us the number 1 overall pick, I do want to see what we can actually acquire with it in the game. They literally let us move up to number 1 for a 5th and a 7th. I just want to see what the craziest package we can get in return for this number 1 pick. Now, what we haven't done yet is actually use the get offers button. So let's do it on the number 1 pick and just see what all is out there. I mean, honestly, I expected a lot better. Like, not one of these deals are even close to enticing me to accept. Yeah, dude, I'll trade you Caleb Williams for Kenyon Green, a 3rd and a 7th. Smart GM. Let's see what I can do. Like, is it good enough to give me a Nick Bosa? Not quite, but that's a good start. I want whatever we end up trading for, though, just to take our 1st round pick in return. I mean, honestly, that would have been a pretty wild package in return. We'll keep grinding, though. Now, that's another crazy one that had potential. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna get the craziest blockbuster deal possible. This one apparently way off the mark. Maybe I do need to simmer my expectations a bit. Honestly, can't believe this one wasn't accepted. Well, there you have it. Honestly, I think that's a pretty ridiculous trade. Do you think I won this trade or got fleeced? So we've traded for the number 1 pick and have traded away the number 1 pick. But how about trading for the actual number 1 overall draft pick? Something tells me, dude, this might take our entire roster. 6 trade slots might not be enough for this. We have 3 1st round picks here that barely even budge the board. How about Kyler? We could add Kyler and Brock Purdy in. We'll do just 1 quarterback at once. Kyler for Bryce, straight up, not even halfway. Now, I am curious to throw in both. Would the Panthers even think twice about this? Obviously not. They obviously value Brock Purdy the same as an open bag of Doritos. How about Kyler and Hollywood? Also, our best overall player in Buda Baker. I mean, that's a decently compelling offer. I guess not if they can't afford it. How about our young linebacker Collins instead? How about this? And it's barely even over halfway. How about we just throw in freaking Brandon Ayuk? This is at least gotta make you think, which maybe the orange does mean they're finally thinking. So how about a 2nd and 2/3? Hopefully that'll be enough. Not quite, but we're getting there. And this trade is the epitome of why we needed 6 trade slots, because if we didn't have 6 trade slots right here, Bryce Young would probably be impossible to trade for. How about a 2nd from this year, a 1st from next year, and a 2nd from next year? The only time you ever see green interest is on the 1st round picks. Please be enough. Thank you, Bryce Young is ours. I mean, even as the biggest Bryce Young stan, I think I would trade him for that package. And as a Titan stan, it's ironic that I'm now trying to trade for AJ Brown. How about a 91 overall for a 91 overall? Honest to God, shocked that the needle moved that much. Let's see what we can get away with here. I'd trade Leighton Vander Esch for AJ Brown. Is this enough no, it's not even green. They need strong safety help. Convenient, I have 2 of them at my disposal. We'll go with J-Ron. How about this? It's green. How about some mid-draft picks? How about a 3rd from this year, a 7th from this year, and a 5th from next year? It's close. How about our 4th from this year? Honestly, I think this should be enough. Oh my god, it's so close. How about a 3rd instead from 2025? Jesus. All right, I'll give you a 2nd from next year, but you gotta give me 2. Actually, let's make it 3 6th-round picks. Honestly, just for the heck of it, it was accepted. That's hilarious. What's actually hilarious is me trading for Derrick Henry now. I mean, this is interesting because he is a 29-year-old running back, but still a high overall. In real life, there were reports that the Titans would accept even a 4th-round pick, so let's off the get-go try a 4th and a 6th. But in Madden, I can guarantee it won't even be like a 4th of the way through. What I tell ya? I mean, it can't be as simple as a 2nd-round pick, right? Correct. My god. I mean, the Titans' #1 team need is quarterback. How do you think Cowboy Nation would react if they traded their franchise quarterback for a running back? Even as a Titans fan, I have to say logic prevails here. But will logic continue to prevail when we try to trade for a young stud wide receiver? Potentially the next Justin Jefferson. How about a 93 overall veteran receiver DeAndre Hopkins, 10 years older but 15 overall higher? Again, I really don't expect even halfway. Okay, it was accepted straight up. Honestly, get Rand Carthon on the phone. Now time for the potential biggest trade in NFL history. What does it take to bring in freaking 99 overall Patrick Mahomes? I don't even know if 6 slots will be enough to get him. I mean, we really don't have much. So off the get-go, let's just try our top 3 rated players. Why are the Chiefs broke? Even when you click get offers on Patrick Mahomes, it literally says there are no trades for this package. This is gonna be tough to maneuver. For starters, trying to clear some cap. Alright, so now are these 3 fellas enough to even bring the bar halfway? I mean, that's about 45% full, so maybe a few 1st-round picks will be enough. How about our 1st from this year, our 1st from next year? If the interest meter is green, boys, we are cooking. We are not cooking. So how about our 3rd 1st-round pick, which I haven't even pointed out yet. If you haven't noticed, you do now have an extra year set of draft picks that you can trade. Come on, Kansas City, can you please give us Patrick Mahomes? Not quite. Oh, I told you guys this was gonna be hard. I feel like I'm gonna need like the #1, #2, and #3 picks from this year. Literal weirdest trade I've ever seen in my life, but this was good enough to get the #1 overall pick in the draft. Well, this is what it took to get the #2 pick, and finally got the entire top 3. At least be green. Please, it's so close. On the quest to Mahomes, I've upgraded the quarterback to Lamar. Now maybe this is the package that can get it done. Let's go! Look at me cook. That's all I do around here. If you actually sit here and dissect this trade, like this is actually wild. So at least if anything today, we've learned that the trading in Madden 24 is pretty fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. And if you did, you can click right here to watch another video that I promise you is probably a lot better than this one.